I'm Satish Kumar. I'm editor of Resurgence magazine, and today I am participating in the Being the Change conference in London. And I think this is a very important conference because if we want to see a change, a transformation in the world, that has to begin with us. We have to be the change we want to see in the world. That's what Mahatma Gandhi said. And this conference is embodiment and a kind of symbol and representation of that ideal.
Anyone sitting in the audience, you have the feeling that he or she could get on stage and give a presentation. And that for me is amazing because it means that we're right on the spot of what this is, right? Being the change. We get people on stage who are doing their work and they're being the change, and it's great. But people who have come here to be part of this are doing it too. So it's about what's happening now in the breakout room. People are meeting and connecting, right? And then coming back to hear masters of this whole deal talk about what their experience is, basically. Not tell the people what to do, but just share who they are. And that's really working out well.
One seed, one tree, one woman unbound. One seed, one tree, one woman unbound. A woman unbound got me thinking, what's a woman? What actually is a woman? Do we even know what a woman is? To me, we've become females who have learnt to be safe. We've learnt to become what a woman has to be safe in her culture.
Today has been really great, just connecting with people that are coming from their heart, and they really want to do something for the earth because they realise that that's what ultimately feeds them.
From the moment I walked in today, it's been an environment of inspiration and invitation. Everyone was very inspiring, coming from different ways and views and understandings. We're all going away with key words, key ideas that we can practically put into our own lives. So it's been a wonderful experience today.
So we had some really inspirational women come in today, really strong women, which you don't tend to see in a lot of events. There's a lot of male speakers. So they were fantastic inspirational figures, and the men were picking up on that as well, that they have this great energy that they can use, and I really felt that I could use that kind of energy as well.
It's comparatively easy to stand up behind a nice thing like this and make a speech, so I'm not going to. So we know we need to change, but we don't. Why? Do we enjoy consuming? Do we like getting fatter? Do we like getting sicker? Are we compulsive about being unhappy? Are we addicted to grim workplaces? How have we lost our old values?
I think that the elevation and the separation of the stage and the audience itself, in a way, in this case, is of little importance because the lights are on and people, you see the presenters, we put a stand there and a mic stand and whatever, and naturally Scilla just went on stage and sat on the edge of the stage and just spoke to the audience, and Satish is not even going to use a mic. So they're going beyond, they're bypassing a lot of the technology that sometimes is obviously there to bring us closer, but in this case it seemed to just people feel it's in the way, so they just connect at another level. So clearly the people sitting in the audience are on stage too.
2.5 years. I did not touch money and I went around the world. That was the greatest learning experience. And what I spoke today, that how we are all related, I experienced that without money, I could live for 2.5 years, supported by the earth and its fruit and the people, rich, poor, Muslims, communists, capitalists, Christians, Jews, you name them, black, white, women, men, you name them. I was looked after by people. That trust, that confidence I learned by walking around the world. For 2.5 years, 8,000 miles. Read the story in my book, No Destination.
I'm going to be sharing the transformation tools of the naked voice and really exploring how sound is going to be an essential part of the evolution of this consciousness of our world.
In our work, what we explore is how we can transform whatever the negative reaction is or identification is with a certain situation, how we can transform that and evolve it into a new sound. So for me and for us in the naked voice, and I think my sense is probably for many of us here, is we're not identified with solely with the fear, or if we are, we're exploring it as energy. We're exploring it as energy. Fear carries within it its antidote, which is courage. And what I want us to look at today, in the next very short while, is how we can sound that shift, the shift from fear into courage, and how we feel that for ourselves individually, but then how we translate that into the collective world as well.
What was of value for me was the word empathy, which was used by Jo, in terms of her ability to look at the shadow, to confront the shadow on so many different levels, physically, spiritually, mentally, and have empathy, find empathy for herself, her own self, but for other people. Fantastic, what a gift. And to use it as a weapon, she kind of talks about using empathy as a weapon to overcome war. You know, we're asking, how do we overcome war? Empathise.
And I would like us to all use our empathy to disarm the world, because I believe it's the best tool or weapon that we have.
The last session, which Jonathan and I are leading, is actually an opportunity for kind of integration of this rich menu that we've had today. And I know that in me it's kind of like, I feel like I had a huge meal. So how are we really digesting that and finding what is of value to you personally, in your life as it is now, in order to move forward.
If you were a tree and you were looking at human beings, they'd be like gnats to a human. They'd be gone, gone. We're not here very long. We're not here today very long. We're not here on Earth very long. So what if we've all come here for something and we want to leave with something?
My name's Jonathan Hughes. I'm a facilitator trainer for the Be The Change Symposium. So what I'm doing here today is co-delivering a symposium this afternoon. That's in the 5 to 7 slot. And I'm also emceeing it, so joining the bits together. And I think one of the main thoughts for today is to get people to glimpse and to experience what we add up to when we come together.
Chloë Goodchild was on, and she's amazing. And now Scilla's on. Then we have a break, and then Satish Kumar comes in. So there's like 3 heavyweights of consciousness, if you like, on stage. Boom, boom, boom. So a huge amount of amazing things are being generated today. So it's really moving forward and very nicely. And I'm happy.
For me, the future of our evolution of our culture rests in these 2 movements. This one being, and opening.
I was lucky enough that I learned this thing that meant I get up every day, and a couple of times a day I do something that gets rid of blocks and increases my energy so that I can use it for the things that I want to move towards rather than having to run away from.
It was really kind of re-inspiring for me today. I've heard a lot of this material, but I haven't been in touch with work for the last few months for various reasons. And it was just amazing to see Satish again. He's such an inspiration. Clare and her 3 sisters, I'm hoping to be a part of it. So I'm really, really happy with that. And Scilla, wow, with her peace direct and her non-violent communication and conflict resolution as well. Very inspiring. So I'm hoping to kind of dabble and be part of some of these initiatives. Great day.
It was so lovely that people were informal in the way that they spoke. So rather than standing up behind podiums, they sat on the edge of stages. Satish sitting there, really connecting with people in the audience. It not only made it more authentic, but it made it feel totally unhierarchical and as if we were all engaged. And that was a real strength, I think. Yeah, really enjoyed it.
It's been an inspiration to see so many people coming together. So many different facets of the same diamond, all looking for the same thing, but everyone sharing their own version of truth, or the I am, from almost like religion. It's a different cultural perspective at a different time. It's different manifestations of the same reality, and I think the platform that's been provided here is a wonderful opportunity for like minds to share and connect, because it's important.
When you divide light with a prism, or you hold a prism up to light, what you get? Colour. Absolutely. Do you all know the spectrum, the rainbow? Can I just hear it from my... Yes.
Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet.
Fantastic. And when we were talking about, we're going to do this Be The Change, and it'd be quite fun to have some colours behind on the screen, so I thought, okay, we'll have the rainbow, because I want to get you engaging with your light and your shadow. So it's good to remind you about the colours if you're going to do that. Feel that connection with the foundations, feel the solidness, the stability, and your connection to this earth.
That's been valuable for me is being with people, just being inspired by real people doing things on various scales, like how they began, listening to the stories. So both of the presenters and the facilitators, but also all the participants, and having the time to kind of tune in, go inwards, see, well, what's the story now, and being able to relate that and hear new things coming out of my own mouth, which I really like.
And it's been extraordinary to have so many people in one room raising the vibration, because when we get together, I'm thinking of a bunch of twigs and one twig, and you can snap one twig, but when you've got a bunch, much harder to snap. That's a little tool of, it goes with your little, thing of what to take away from today to keep us strong so our candles don't blow out, is to be connected.
Being the Change conference today was, well, it wasn't just a conference, it was more than that. It was a real inspiration for me to hear directly and meet and experience some people who are fantastic examples of being the change in their life. And it's given me the confidence to take back and to help sort of manifest that in my life and have a positive impact on the people around me. And there's always a slightly deeper element to the everyday work that we all do. And today's been essential for me to kind of re-tap into that, and I'm going to, hopefully kindle that now and carry on using it. So yeah, it's been fantastic. I'm still on a cloud at the moment.
Yeah, first time I've made a film as well. I was up 3 o'clock in the morning doing the final export and making sure, watching it back and making sure it was okay. No time for any last minute changes, but it's all good. We're doing the soundtrack live, which will maybe slightly make up for a few things. But it's going to be fun.
If we could all step into the shoes of the astronauts and see the world from outside, again, maybe we would take a less jingoistic approach to everything, not see everything in terms of nationality or colour or religion, but as I say, all just consider ourselves as people.
Jarrell on bass.
Hello.
Sam on drums. Playing some space jazz to a film. It was a lot of fun. It was good.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
that was good.
Yeah. No rehearsals. No. Nothing.
Yeah,
Just watching me.
Yeah. That was good.
This is the first one of these events that we want to put on, and this is, in a way, our dress rehearsal, if you like. So we've learned a lot about marketing, about how to tell the people what we're doing. We've learned a lot about timing, about And even though I've been a performer and I've been doing this for most of my life, the stage side and the timing for stage and all that, and getting on stage myself, I am used to. But the organizing of the whole day as an event, that is interesting. And we dove in like naked in a way, and we're basically pulling it off. So we're really happy about it.
How do we remove those barriers between us, between each other, but also in here, between ourselves and ourselves? It's like, what if what distresses us most is our disconnection from each other, from nature, or from something bigger than ourselves, but most of all, maybe from our own nature, from our creativity. How do we reconnect with that?
The whole experience of making it happen for me is fulfilling enough, to the point that anyway, when I'm doing it during the day, I'm still within that experience. And anyway, I have to perform at night and play my music. So it's
Hi, good evening. I'm Sebastian Morgan. I'm part of all this, and I'm part of Shift, a band that uses images to raise awareness, and music too. And we put that on because we're collaborating with the San Manuel Foundation, who has given us amazing material to put into our on-stage movie. And not only that, we've got Michelle here from the board of the San Manuel Foundation. She's flown over from Michigan last night to be here today.
The San Damiano Foundation is small but mighty, and produces films in the spirit of St. Francis that deal with issues of poverty and social justice.
What Being Changed is about is it's not about that. It's about listening for a deeper understanding of how we may respond to the apparently colossal crisis that our world is in. How we may respond to that, and how we may navigate it. What tools do we have to navigate what in fact, probably for many of us, is about rebirthing a new culture, a new consciousness. It's not about how do we deal with, this chaos, this crisis. It's very much how can we really awaken to that we are on the threshold of a unique time in human history, a unique time that has a sound all of its own, and it has a collective sound.
Yeah, I just want to say, some of you have been to a Be The Change conference, some of you have been to Be The Change Symposium. And this is a new beast in a way that's incorporated a symposium because these two guys threw their hat over the ring and thought, let's do this thing! And so there's been a lot of the experiment to it. But when we do Be The Change Symposium, it's been a big piece of today. It was only a little piece, but it shaped a big piece of it. So really glad, thank you two for creating a stage for it.
For me, it is about getting on stage, which is what I know how to do because that's what I trained in, and getting that vibration over to people, so that people like the people we have here have that light in their eyes and that smile on their faces, right? That they have, that these people have. They're just looking at us like, thank you so much for today and leaving. It's been amazing. It's been an amazing experience, an incredible trip, and it's a start of something really great.
And I believe that you have to be the change you want to see in the world.